Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, hello, Drea, can you hear me? Drea is having technical difficulties. Drea, go out and come back in. Hit the link again and allow everything. Drea is having technical difficulties, guys. I think she's doing this on purpose, but I doubt it seriously because she took notes. Yeah, it's Drea. We're having an issue with her. She can hear me, but I can't hear her. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Just John. Oh my God, how are you? Send me the link here. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for you. Okay, let me just drop it in the chat. Okay, let's see if this will work. Toot 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 toot. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Michelle LaBelle, Christoph. I understand if. Hi, my Marty. Marty, how are you? Let's see. Ryan, hello. Michelle, hello. Um, Wisco Gal. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Justin. Hi, Stevie Lee. Okay, Drea, hit that link. Allow your mic and your camera. When you get backstage, you can turn the camera off because I know what you look like. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, I see your thing moving. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Lord, I got you.
Yay!
I got you, girl. Yeah. How are you, my Drea?
Exhausted.
Did you have class today? Did you have to teach?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh my God, the kids here are out.
No, today
They
was our
went out
last day.
yesterday.
Luckies. And then my kids had to do a math test before we could do any fun stuff, and I had two that took like an hour and a half, and I was like, really?
What a
Like,
teacher. Oh, Drea, I want to warn you. Debbie is going to heckle you in the chat. I just want you to know that.
no,
Hi,
I gotta get
Debbie.
on. I gotta. How can I see? Okay, I'm on my laptop now. I can't.
Okay,
How do I see the
so
chat?
if you're on your laptop, hit the thing. It looks like the text, it looks like the
Oh,
chat
it says
box.
chat.
Yes, you can see the chat.
You can't talk in the chat though.
Yeah, you can type in the chat at the bottom. It says type a message.
Where the heck does it say that?
At the bottom of
Oh,
your laptop screen, it'll say type a message.
I see. Oh, Jesus.
Or it'll say join the chat for you. I'm not sure, but it should be you should be able to type right. Hi, Deborah Best. You should be able to type right in the chat.
It's not letting me. It
Well,
don't
you
like.
can say smack on the screen, then don't worry about it, girl. You talk your stuff right there. So, Drea.
No, that's okay. I just get on my phone and turn off the volume.
Yep, turn the volume off. That's what you do. Debbie says, I'm ready for Drea. Debbie, she's ready. Do you know how long I've been trying to get you up on this panel since you were up here 2 years ago?
Yep.
But she'll come on TikTok. She'll come on TikTok and talk all kind of mess. But oh my God, Drea, girl, what did you think about The Reckoning?
Well, I watched it 3 times.
Okay, three times. What do you think?
The
What?
first time I watched it, I was in oh, like my mouth just hung open at certain parts.
Mm-hmm.
The second time I watched it, I was like, "Ooh, how did I miss that?"
See, that's what I did, Drea. I watched it. Well, probably I watched the first two episodes like twice. And then I watched the second episode again today because when they were talking about, well, it was in Pain and Love, but the second one is when they were really focusing on the Tupac Shakur and Sean Combs situation. And
Yes.
so now, what did you think about? So when it opens up, he's talking to Mark Agnofilia on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Mark had no idea he was being recorded. Girl, me too. I'm normally asleep. If Debbie and I are not live, I was sitting on my sofa looking at the time. I'm like, oh my God, my eyes. If I would have laid down, Drea, that would have been it. Okay. That would have been it. It would have been it. I'd have been gone. But he's talking to Mark Agnofilio, and he's telling him what he needs to do, and he wants him to find somebody, the dirtiest of the dirtiest, that can get down with the propaganda in the media.
Right, with IG and TikTok.
Yes, yes, but
Well, my question was his triangle chain. Where'd that come from?
that is part of that thing he's with.
It's Illuminati.
Yes, it's that that eye thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that too?
Yeah, that's the first thing that caught my eye. Move. Why
Okay.
people around my I had the window open. Ah, let me shut it.
So at the beginning, when they started, at the beginning of the document, at the beginning of the series, he only had 12 lawsuits. By the end, Drea, it was over 100 civil lawsuits.
Yes.
Girl, now tell me, what did you think about when they were talking about Kalina? What's her name? Kalina Harper.
Well, what got me before that is why does he wear so many socks?
Okay, Drea. He
You
had
didn't
the
notice that?
Yeah, he had the fruity ones on. Okay.
And those look like the same fruity ones he had in the video that he whooped Cassie in.
Yes, they did. You know.
Thank you. I knew I wasn't crazy.
But tell me why, when they were filming, did you see the three cops on the building across the way?
No, I missed them.
Okay, you remember when he told the guy to pan out, just, and then he panned
Oh,
out?
yeah.
There were three cops over there. Were they watching him, maybe?
That's what it looked like to me because there's looked like a little tent to off to the right.
Yes. Oh, Christoph, it's really, really, really good. I was like, wait a minute. And so then when they did it, when the day when he was arrested, earlier that day, well, that's the same day he was arrested. There were two of them over there then. Then at the beginning, there was three. And then right before, when he went back to his room, or before when they were panning out again, it was only two over there. It was only two. But I think those cops were put over there to watch him. I really, really do.
Yeah, I missed that part.
Yeah. Girl, I pay attention to everything.
That
Everything.
part, I probably because they popo, I didn't even pay attention. I
Yep.
was like,
And
whatever.
I don't know why he wants to take off his shirt. I really have no idea what them cheap ass tattoos and his pot ass belly. Nobody wants to see you, Diddy. You're ugly. You were cute as a kid. You were kind of cute, but you
No,
were
it's his
ugly as
mouth.
a damn adult.
He got them big horse teeth in the front. He can't
Yeah,
close his
now
lips.
his friend, what's his name? Tim Dog, what they call
Patterson.
it. Yeah, the guy that he grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he would never fight fist to fist. He would fight dirty. He would bite your ear off. I said, oh shit, that's maybe where Mike Tyson got that from, or he got that from Mike Tyson.
I looked at it. He fights like a girl.
I thought about that. I thought about girls do that kind of shit. Girls
Pull
do
your
that.
hair, scratch. That's a girl. That's a biatch.
That's a bitch. A bitch. Now, I didn't realize that was Eric Sermon. Did you? Well,
I
of
love
course you
Eric Sermon. I love EPMDS.
had. Yeah, but I didn't realize that was him. And then
Yeah,
when
we're
they
Green
showed
Eyed
his
Bandits all
name,
together.
yeah, then when they showed his name, I said, "Oh shit, he still looks good." Puffy wasn't in the no, he wasn't at the top suite, and I wonder why too.
Because
He wasn't at the top
he
suite.
probably didn't have top sweet money.
Well, why not? I
Because
mean,
he's
he
paying
was
all them
bragging
lawyers.
about he was getting ready to go deposit $200 million.
Well, we know that's a lie.
Hi, Amber. And let me tell you something else they lied about. They said that when he was arrested, there was a woman in his room, and that well, now they did find the drugs, they did find the baby oil and stuff, but they didn't mention any woman on this series at all that was in that room because his sons were there, and we're going to talk about his sons and how they were doing drugs with him when they were in that little gym area.
Well, there's a lot of people not mentioned that should have been mentioned.
Oh my God, I'm just like, okay, so we saw Capricorn Clark.
Uh-huh.
Um, she said he was the best storyteller, but she gets into her stuff like I think episode 3. And
Yeah.
they took us to 1989 when Kirk Burrows, um, he was there. And girl, I didn't know that Puffy sexually assaulted
That was the jaw opener. Because
what?
everything else we pretty much knew except for Kurt finally told the truth.
No, those are not Puffy's teeth that we see he has today because his mouth was jacked.
Mm-hmm.
But when he said that, I was like, wait a minute, what?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. And then we had LB Shore that shows, it was, oh my God, my baby. You think about him night and day. He pops up in the first episode. And then I didn't realize that Sean, Diddy, went to a private Catholic school, which all Catholic schools are private because you pay tuition. Okay.
He didn't
That's
live in
all.
Harlem.
No,
He lived
he didn't.
outside
He
of
lived
Harlem.
in Mount. Okay, so I know a bunch of people from Mount Vernon. Swiss Beats is my ex boyfriend's sister's godson. He went to school with Denzel. All these people in Mount Vernon, but Heavy D put them on the map, and I remember that.
Yes.
So, what
Heavy D's
stood out?
Jamaican.
Uh huh. So when Tim was talking, what's his name? Tim Peterson. Tim, what's his name?
Patterson.
Patterson, when he was talking about how Sean's mother abused him. That's why it was called pain versus love. She really abused that child.
What I got from Janice is Janice was a lady of the night, or she was also
Girl,
a runner.
girl, Janice was a runner.
Because who
Janice
goes in
was a
who
runner.
goes in the Cadillac and goes and says stay in the car and go picks up stuff and comes right back?
Yes, she did. She goes from LB Shore to P. Diddy. Yes, she did. I don't know how she did that because, as he said, he's one of them light skin ends, one of them one of them cute boys. But wait a minute. Janice was a hoe. Janice was
Mm-hmm.
on the show, when he did the thing. I forgot the guy's name whose daughter was killed. She said she worked for the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. She drove school buses. She worked in an after hours club. But you hear Tim Patterson said Janice was taking them, and Janice had pimp and hoe parties, girl.
Yes, she did. Because who has NBA players over at their house for a party, and who has a stage in their living room? I'll wait.
Uh, uh, a runner. And wait a minute.
A stage. It's like if it would be now, they probably have a pole on the stage.
Janice was a hoe.
Yes, she
Okay.
was.
And the fact that P. Diddy called Zip that Harlem drug lord, his uncle, and he had to be associated with Janice's husband.
Yeah,
That's
because he
how
tried
I
to
think
point.
she was doing all of that. She was a runner.
And this is
Wait a
all
minute.
allegedly. We don't
Look
know
what
for a fact.
Shauna said. Shauna
What?
was in Heavy D's video when she was 12 years old.
You go. Hey.
Oh my God. So, what did you think about what Tim Patterson was saying?
Well, he was in the other Diddy documentary on, was that Peacock?
Yeah, that was on Peacock. I knew I saw him before, but it looked like his hair. I don't know. Did he change his hair?
No, his dreads are just longer. He lives off the
Okay.
grid.
Okay. So, what did you think about what he had to say, girl?
That's the same thing he said on the documentary on Peacock.
I don't remember him saying that P. Diddy slapped his mother and called her a bitch.
Gene said it also, who wasn't in
Oh,
the documentary, which I was confused why Gene wasn't mentioned at all, or Wolf.
well, what you see, yeah, we're gonna talk with Misha because I didn't know that Misha used to date. Oh my God, it was just like, wait a minute. Eric, she used to date Eric. No, they didn't really date. They dated and then they became really good friends.
Right. Gene Deal told that story about how Diddy whooped her and she had to hide under the car and they had to pull him away from the car because she was talking to Eric.
Okay, but let's get back to this. The first woman that we know that, well, the first woman that they brought up that he sexually assaulted
Yes.
was Joy.
Joy.
And the
Here-
letter that Joy's mother wrote to Mr. and Mrs. Combs, that tells you she didn't know anything about Puffy because she said, well, who is this Puffy? She did not know that his dad was deceased. She had no idea. When girl, that letter, when she read it, brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah, it did. It was well, you could feel her emotions while she was talking, so she's not lying.
Oh, well, so wait a minute. The clip, that was the clip. Now, they showed that clip from Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen when he was saying that it was a vision he had and that's the life he leads. So, him and Cassie
Oh, his
fighting, that,
commercial for the cologne.
yes,
That was real life.
that was real life. That's what he said. But then he goes, oh, but it's just a fantasy. No, bitch, you told on yourself before you caught yourself.
Which narcissists usually do.
Now, Kirk Burrows is the one that we were talking about that he sued Janice for
Yes.
his half. He was
Yeah.
suing Janice. I didn't. So when Kurt said that he had to sign away 25% of his rights, and Sean came in there with a baseball bat and was threatening him.
Well, that's the same thing he did to what's his
Yes,
name?
that other producer.
I know his name is just not coming to me. Sorry, y'all. I have brain fog. That's why I had to take notes. No, it's bad. I didn't know there was such thing as grief fog.
There is such a thing
And
as
I
that.
had to look it up and I was like, oh, well, that explains why I can't function.
So let me just ask you. So he's been involved with, well, not me just ask you. He's been involved with the shooting with Shine, with
Hmm.
Jennifer Lopez. He went to the guy's office with a baseball bat. He was accused of having a hit put on Suge Knight's friend.
Yeah, which started the East Coast, West Coast, because I knew there was
Yep.
more to it than what happened at the Source Awards. Because I remember watching that live when it
Oh,
happened.
girl, I got the Source Awards pulled up when Suge just, I remember watching that shit when Suge just embarrassed the fuck. I'm like, why is he always in these videos? He's not talented. Well, he can dance, but no, I just don't like him at all. Now, when we were talking about Joy,
Hmm.
Joy said And I remember reading that lawsuit out. She sued him in 1991. She said she had gone to an after party with him at Andre Harrell's house. And
Which Diddy
Andre,
was living with at the
yeah,
time.
who he barged in on, told Andre that his mother and him had a fight and he was moving into Andre's $1 million home. Well, no, that was a million
Hmm.
dollar home. So she said she went to an after party with him, and then people were tracking mud and stuff all in the house, so she stayed to help clean up. Puff
Right.
talked her into being in his music video with him, and she
Right.
didn't want to do it, but she did it. But what I don't get is, when did he sexually assault her, though? It couldn't have been a night they were cleaning up. It had to be after that music video shoot, because she said they had all gone out, right?
Yeah, they went to an after party on the rooftop where
That's what
she
it
always used to
was.
hang up.
That's what it
But
was.
I've seen something else with her, and she said Devontae from Jodeci is the one that told her about the video.
Yes. Now, Jodeci was under Bad Boys Records. Now, she did not
No, they were
know.
under Uptown yet.
Uptown.
Diddy
Hi,
was still young.
George. She didn't know that he had did that to her. She had been drugged. So that was the first time that we hear about this, the drugging stuff. She had to be told about the video, just like Aubrey Day.
But I've always felt Aubrey was not saying everything,
But Aubrey said she blocked it out of her memory as she doesn't remember.
and she don't want to.
So he was doing this in 1991. So when the Fed said 20 plus years, they weren't lying.
He probably was doing it while he was still at
No, he wasn't doing it at Howard. No, he'd have been kicked
No,
out.
he whooped somebody at Howard with a belt with his girlfriend.
I didn't know but
He
that
whooped her in
part.
the yard with a belt.
I didn't know but that part.
Yeah, that came out. That was in the Peacock documentary,
I
I think.
watched the Peacock documentary. I don't remember that. I got old age fog shit. They all right, Debbie, and I'm gonna say this. Every woman he's ever been with, maybe besides Jennifer Lopez, and Kim really didn't take too much of his shit either. He has abused and manipulated. So if he was beating J Lo, that would have been all over the press.
But J Lo said she was in an abusive relationship, but she won't talk about it.
Was that where her ex-boyfriend, and I don't mean Diddy, I mean the backup dancer,
No.
the one that was jealous of Diddy?
Mm-mm.
So you think it was Diddy?
It has to be because he was so jealous of her. Like when they showed that little clip about her doing the movie and she had a
Mhm.
kissing scene and she's like, "It's not like that. It's just a."
Yeah, Heavy D was definitely loved. Now he died of a heart attack. Oh, no, he died of a heart attack or diabetes.
Heart attack.
Heart attack. Okay. And girl, do you know I forgot Craig Mack died of HIV/AIDS?
I did too.
I forgot about that. But when I saw his wife and she was like Mac, I said, "Oh my God." And she kept saying that her husband at the time. And I was like, wait a minute, Craig Mack died. And yes, hi Devious. So okay, so we got that. Um, she sued him in November of 2023 for the rape. And I'm talking about Joy Dickerson Neal for
Hmm.
the assault in 1991. Now, her mother was a social worker, and that
Yes.
letter was just absolutely just gorgeous. I mean, it was everything, everything. I want to
But
know what took her so long. It took, it took, what's her Cassie to file her lawsuit.
Because I think that gave her the courage because no one believed her. Because she said she told people
And
and
they didn't
people
believe
told
her.
her and they were like, I'm not getting involved.
But again, here we have everybody knew. When I heard Kalina said that she saw him kicking and beating Cassie, they all knew. Capricorn knew. No, I'm not Kalina. Capricorn. She knew.
No, Kalina knew too. That's why I didn't know why she was only in there because she was all on IG talking about he didn't do anything to anybody.
Yeah, because that's the one that was calling and calling. That's the one he kept calling like 50 times. It's Kalina. And she
I'm
put
sorry,
that
but I'm not
statement
helping
out.
somebody if I ask for $5,000 and I know you got the money and you can't help me out. I'm
He
not saying
said he
nothing.
couldn't give her 5,000 because he was doing something else. But then you're calling this girl for a favor after you didn't give her 5,000 to get a higher attorney to help her get her kids back.
But her husband either works for Diddy or is
Works.
associated with Diddy.
Yep. He worked. Oh, yeah. Or he was associated with Diddy. Oh my God. Now, Misha, they got into the. She dated Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Back to me, sir.
Um, And then Kurt Burrows was saying how he was beating her outside of this place, and people were standing there trying to pull him away, but no one called the police. Nobody.
Right. Gene also talked about that, so that's been confirmed.
Now, isn't Gene Deal an ex cop?
Or corrections officer, one of the
Okay,
two.
whatever he was, why didn't Gene Deal call the police on Sean on his behavior? The only one that I have some kind of respect for is Roger Bond.
Exactly, Ryan. They were all complicit either due to fear or access.
Yep.
And then
But
it was a different time too. You didn't tell on people. Like that's their business.
oh, Debbie said J Lo got her record deal with Puff. He didn't get a chance to beat her before she ran, so he took it out on her replacement, Cassie. Oh, but it,
I think he did touch her though.
yeah, but did you notice these women how they all look alike except for Kim? Did
Yep.
you notice that?
Yeah. They're all light skinned.
And they said that he Misha was his first project, and he carved her into his mother's image.
See, even Debbie said, as someone who grew up in Brooklyn, no one called you didn't call the police.
Hi, hi, my Colleen. How are you, sweetie? Merry Christmas too. Merry Christmas, everybody. They were all complicit. They all knew what was going on. They all witnessed it. They all heard it.
Well, same thing
All
with
of
R.
them.
Kelly being from the Chicago area. I grew up an hour and a half north in Milwaukee. We all knew about R. Kelly. We knew which McDonald's to go to.
I was about to ask you, Drea, did you go to McDonald's?
No, hell no, I ain't going to. I actually, we had something called Jam for Peace, and I don't remember what year it was, but it was like, peace on the street and all that good stuff. Because it's back in the 90s, and I was 16, and my friend knew one of the
Oh, you
radio
were too old
DJs.
for R. Kelly. Yeah,
Yeah, I
you were
was.
16. You
But
need to be 14.
we went there, or whatever, and he was there with what is the first group he was in? Public Announcement.
Yep, R. Kelly.
And I just seen them and I was like, ugh, I don't like him. And I never liked him from then. There was just something about, I was like, mm-mm.
I used to like Montel Jordan more than I did R. Kelly. Then R. Kelly started putting out them bangers, and I still play them to this day. Okay,
I only
'Cause
like R. Kelly when he was somebody else and he's a feature.
look, because he just want to keep it on the down low. Nobody has to know. He's
Dude, when
talking
that
about
came out, I was
underage
like, you
girls
don't
and
find that
boys.
suspicious a man singing about down.
And then so the one he did with that long sequel video coming out the closet, out the closet. I said, R. Kelly, come out the closet. Shit.
He was telling on himself.
Now, we did see a little bit of Andre Harrell. I forgot how he was a little cutie patootie.
Andre
And-
Hill got big mouth too. He got little teeth with big gums. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
no, it's okay. But between Andre Harrell and Russell Simmons, that was the gateway into hip hop.
Yep. That was the only
Russell
way.
Simmons liked little girls too.
Exactly. Look at his well, that's how
So
Kim got her job.
yeah. So
Because of Kimura. They were besties.
yep. Um. So when Andre fired him,
Mm-hmm.
he gave him because he had just signed Puffy in '92.
Yes.
Andre fired him because he was trying to take over Uptown Records.
Well, that's
Not
kind of
li-
his if that's kind of his ammo. He sees somebody with somebody, oh, I'm gonna go get that girl.
mm-hmm.
I see this, oh,
So,
I'm gonna go get that.
but when he fired him, he gave him, as they said, the caveat. He gave him Biggie, but they had finished the album for Biggie for Uptown, and Andre Harrell sold them the album.
Right,
I
because
said, I
Biggie
said
used
that's
to
a
go by Biggie
businessman.
Smalls, and then when he came out on Bad Boy, he was the notorious B.I.G.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's when they went to Clyde Davis at Arista Records.
Clive.
And up until I heard the song "Gimme the Loot," I forgot that was Biggie's big one.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Oh my God, I forgot all about that." So Clyde gave them, what was it? I forgot how many mil was it? 60?
I gave him 10 million. 20 the 25% went to Kurt and the 75% went to Janice.
Yep.
Then Diddy got a 1.5 he got it for personal use. And
Yeah,
then
because he had an
1.5
advance.
overhead to use to do whatever he had to do with the record label.
Now, what I want to know is, did you watch? Well, of course you did, because when they did the second episode, what comes, well, what goes down must come up. That's when they
Mm-hmm.
spent a lot of time talking about the whole Tupac, Biggie, and Tupac's cousin, William Lashane,
Yeah.
was there. You can see the jealousy
Well,
that
he was jealous
Diddy,
because Pac and Biggie were cool. They were friends.
yes, yes.
And Pac looked out for him and he didn't like that. Because that was his bestie Westie. Sorry, that's what my little my new child, basically. Yeah, she's like my child now. She calls me her bestie Westie.
But he was jealous of Pac for not just Biggie, Pac's station, how he dressed, how people talked about him, how educated he was. He was really jealous of Tupac.
Right. But
Now,
Debbie, hold on, Debbie. The reason why he knew how to do that is because he took Andre Harrell's contract and made it even worse to
yep,
benefit him.
yeah, it was all about, it's
The
always
trophy.
been about him.
Yep, that's all he cares
When
about.
Tim Burrows said, was it Tim Burrows said it, or was it or was it Tim Patterson or Tim Burrows? He said, Death Row Records took care of their people.
Yes, they did.
It was all about Diddy all the time.
It was Kirk that said that.
Kurt said that.
Yeah.
When I heard,
Because
um,
Diddy wanted him to figure out why they were blowing up the way they were blowing up.
mm-hmm. Now, I didn't know until Tupac's cousin said that when Tupac was killed, that he was in prison at the time and everybody in jail was celebrating. But before then, he was shot 5 times.
Yes. At
Going
Quad
to the
Studios.
studio to meet Lil Caesar
No,
and Biggie.
he was supposed to go there to go record for somebody else. They left that part out. Jimmy Levine henchman asked him to go do a feature, which is the same dude that got at 50.
Now, but when he mentioned Lil Caesar, remember Lil Caesar was on the song Hit 'Em Up.
Yes, because that was Junior Mafia.
Yeah, so he was there. He told Biggie, he said when he got going in the elevator, the guy said he went down to let him in, and guy stepped out with a gun, told him get back in the elevator, shot him 5 times. Did you see the cameras when they showed Puff Daddy with Diddy and the smirk he had on his face?
With
Did
the
you see
stupid
that?
ass what he had? The toothpick in his mouth. I hated he always
Yes.
had the damn toothpick in his mouth.
Tupac was going to bring Biggie over to death row. Biggie's contract was up and he wanted to move to the West Coast. That was going on.
Well, that's why Biggie used to write for Junior Mafia, because Junior Mafia was under him and he was getting paid through Junior Mafia, and that's why Puff found out and got mad.
Mm-hmm. Now, oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Drea. I dropped something. Hold on. God
That's okay.
damn.
I
All
didn't say hi, everybody.
But do we think, look, I've always said it. Do we think that that Diddy set that hit up too?
Yes.
5 times.
I
5 times.
knew I knew when it happened.
Hi, Coochie. You knew when it happened that it was
See, because they're
that it was
missing out, like,
Biggie.
you know, when they did the Biggie movie.
Uh-huh.
Biggie didn't want to be an artist. Puff had to go find him because Biggie was making more money selling on the street than he was doing anything for Puff. So Puff used to have to go get him off the street and bring him in. They wasn't like besties as he's portrayed himself to be.
Nope.
And I didn't look at it, like looking at going back to when he did that performance with Sting. Very smart man, gets $2,000 a day off of his ass for that. It was like, yeah, why are you dancing and your best friend died?
But wait a minute. They said, well, not they. Tim said, Kirk Burrows said, not Tim. Kirk said that if Diddy was in your video, he paid himself.
Yep, I got that.
He said
he pays himself to record with you.
Yep, he paid, but then charges you
to
to use the studio. So you're not making any money. And the fact that Craig Mack was doing all of these sold out shows and they had no money.
TLC being the number one group and they were broke.
Roxanne had to get money from her father. She said that they were at some party and Craig Mack had asked Biggie if he can give him some money to hold them over until his next show, and he would pay him back. She said he pulled out a wad of money and peeled off $100 bill.
Yeah, that was Puff.
I mean Puff, yeah. You know what I mean.
I know, Debbie, he said that, but this just not lining up with all the facts with Zip and the Crips. It's just not adding up.
You know, he said what? Craig Mack wasn't making any money.
No, Debbie said, what's his name? Toure?
Mm-hmm.
Said that Puff didn't do the attempted hit on Tupac.
No.
Because he interviewed him.
Especially after I heard how he and Suge met up. And then this guy came up with a gun, was looking right at Suge and Sean standing there, Diddy, and shot his friend multiple times. Suge had to grab Diddy and put him in a chokehold and put Diddy in front of them, in front of himself. And then Diddy told him, man, it's going to be all right. Tell your mama it's going to be all right. Tell your kids it's going to be all right. And then the guy just ran off.
With BMF.
Yep.
Black Mafia family, which is Big Meech.
And did you see Jim Jones was there in that damn video right before he went to jail?
Yes, that's who he went to go see when he was talking about, ew, I need to take a bath, a hot bath, ew. And that's when Tim was like, yeah, he only used the culture for when he needed.
Yep. But Jim Jones was out here when he was in jail before his trial saying how people need to leave him alone. But he's saying that he only used the culture, go to Harlem when he needed. But I think it was funny when he stopped that guy on the street. He said, yo, man, it's me. He was like, who? That guy didn't know who Diddy was.
That was funny.
That shit was funny. A black guy didn't know
Yeah,
who
but
your
Jim
ugly
Jones, we
ass
can't even
is.
talk about Jim Jones. I like Mama Jones. And Chrissy's stupid for being with Jim Jones all this time and never got married. But I love me some Mama Jones.
So I'm thinking he ordered that hit on Tupac. But then they said it was Biggie's friend and was bragging about it that he shot him 5 times because
I think he did that to make Big turn on Puff. I know, Pac.
but he
Because
didn't.
they were friends.
He wanted
He
no
wanted to be
parts of
away
it.
from Pac's influence because Pac was like, dude, he full of shit. Why you fuck with dude?
Yeah, but Pac is the one that got him dressing the way he was dressing. You know, he was got him into wearing Versace and shit. Because he was dressing
I don't know.
like
It was popular then, though. Everybody had Gucci, Coochie sweaters and all that. And all that.
except for Sean, he always thought he was a pimp. Did he look like a fucking pimp when he was at that birthday party? And
Yeah, that
that's
was
what
his
he
birthday
was.
party in 1994.
Yep, and that's what it
I wrote
was.
all that down.
But so when that East Coast, oh, but you know what I did find out and I forgot about? Do you guys remember that stampede in Harlem at that club?
The City College basketball game.
Yep. So let me just show
You know
you
what they
this.
left? You know what they left out too is Father MC's baby mama got killed
Yes, they did. Why
because
did
they
he
didn't bring
leave
up
that
Father
out?
MC at all. They only showed that one picture, like of all of the bad boy artists,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, well, why you ain't mention Father MC? Like they picked and chose what I understand why they did what they did because it's more painting his character from the beginning to the end, like to the court cases, the trial. Because I think that was like the biggest thing. I think 50 wanted to like prove, like, look, dude been doing this from day one, and nobody
But
said it.
why is it that I didn't remember that stampede at City College? Why?
I think it was only really like New York that knew about it.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to show you this. He was responsible for that, for overselling that venue.
Yes, Christoph, and the 50 Cents is the one that did the reckoning.
So, oh, but he did a great job. And Alexandria, his director, they did a great job with this. So, I don't know if you guys remember. This happened, the stampede happened. What was it? It was 90. What was it? It was
It was
93,
92. No, it was
92.
early. It was like
Okay,
92,
92.
I think, or
Okay,
91.
hold on. So, we're going to find out. It's been
I think it
33
was
years.
91.
Okay, so let's look at this stampede. 9 people died.
A stampede at a celebrity basketball game at CUNY City College in Harlem. As loved ones prepare an event in their memory, one of the victims' brothers spoke to Jesse Mitchell about the justice he says never came.
The winter break calm seen across City College's campus seems very different than the scene on December 28, 1991, before the cheers that pierced through the silence of the night turned into screams.
This was the place to be.
Jason Swain was 17, hanging with his big brother Dirk, who was home from Hampton University, but he didn't join the group going to the student government-sponsored celebrity basketball game, hosted by Heavy D and little-known music producer Sean Diddy Combs.
And there was supposedly 5,000 in the gym, 800 in the staircase, and 1,000 right here.
Major stars from Run DMC to Jodeci showed up courtside, causing the crowd outside to surge beyond the capacity of security to contain.
They're here saying 1, 2, 3, push. And Dirk and the others are already down there.
Why
the ensuing stampede crushed several and killed 9 people, including Dirk Swain. Their names now enshrined on a plaque outside the Nat Holman gym. At the time, the up-and-coming Combs was cut from his label, but no one was ever charged with a crime.
Andre had already fired him. Dre, are you there?
He said,
Andre had already fired
up
him.
here with us.
Huh?
Did you read what Debbie said?
Yeah, I said that's why that's why his all of his businesses goes into his mom's name.
Like, he not stupid.
Nope.
All
So,
smart people put their stuff in somebody else's name, so the feds can't touch you.
but he was just at that time he was doing marketing. Andre Harrell had already fired him before this happened.
Civil lawsuits filed by the families against him and 9 other defendants all reached out-of-court settlements. Swain has since turned his sorrow into a mission, spending decades interviewing other family members and witnesses and curating every camera angle available to capture the event in its entirety. But his efforts to release a documentary and book for a broader audience never fully developed until now, as the interest in Diddy's downfall rises.
Never even said sorry. Or, was accountable for it.
He calls it karma catching up to the fallen star, who's currently being held in jail without bail until his May 2025 trial on sex trafficking charges. Combs has pleaded not guilty. Through the Dirk Swain Foundation, painful memories of the past still fuel efforts to share the victims' stories. 33 years later, a new crowd will gather and pay homage to the CCNY 9. In Harlem, Jesse Mitchell, CBS News, New York.
He just said that things got out of control. He didn't ever take accountability for his part.
We're not going to talk about his white outfit with his shirt open.
Girl, please. Yes. Yes, go ahead, talk about it. Go ahead, talk about it. Talk about it.
No, the one part that they showed the live footage, how he dude went over there to go pick up that girl, and he went over there, looked, and walked away like, anyway.
Yep. I don't. But I didn't know he was in a video with Stacey Lattisaw. Did you?
Yeah, I knew he was in that.
I didn't, because I didn't pay attention to him. I like Stacey.
He used to dance first.
I know Howard University. Well, let me see. I want to know if his Hollywood his star on a Walk of Fame is gone. It needs to be. But that was that stampede that happened. And I was like, wait a minute, what? I said, I kind of heard about it, but didn't know that Diddy was responsible for it. He did the marketing for it.
Or the promotion.
No, matter of fact, Andre Harrell fired him after that.
Yeah.
After that. Hi, Jennifer.
They only fired him because they knew he could get sued.
Mm-hmm. He fired him after that. It was when Andre fired him.
You know who else they didn't bring up that was on Uptown too? What happened to Christopher Williams?
Girl, they weren't going to put 2 pretty motherfuckers on there.
Why? It was the era of the pretty motherfuckers.
Okay, so we had 2 pretty motherfuckers over there. Okay, well, no, Heavy D was gorgeous too. He was just a little heavy.
Like I said, it was the era of the light skinned motherfucker.
Yeah, it was the era of the light skinned motherfucker, because Christopher Williams, good Lord, him and LB Short, girl, whoo, Lord. But do you see Christopher Williams now? Thank you, Jennifer. But do you see Christopher Williams now?
Yeah, but that dude in the news clip, he was on the lady that got shot, LaTanya.
Christopher Williams didn't die.
No, Christopher Williams not dead.
Don't be doing that.
He just went off on Jaguar about lying on him.
Yes. Christopher not dead.
He not dead, no.
I remember when he showed up on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was like, oh, Lord, Christopher. You light-skinned mofo, you. But Christopher, that's New Jack City era. Yeah. Christopher, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drea.
No, he didn't die, George. Sorry.
George. One of the guys from Crisscross died, but not. Christopher Williams, if I'm dreaming, just let me dream. Don't wake me up until my dream is complete. I'm like, go ahead, Christopher. I can't get over this. Girl, I be singing. I be jamming on New Jack City soundtrack. But look. I just want to show you Christopher. George, I'm going to show you Christopher Williams, okay? They're some pretty light-skinned motherfuckers, boy. I'm telling you. Pretty boys. That's Christopher.
George don't believe us, Heidi. He said he gonna go check.
I'm telling you, Christopher is not dead. LB Short.
Podcast.
Okay, look, LB Short.
That's why he said she straight up lied on him.
What? Look at LB Short. Look at him. He needed to get them things tweezed, but it's okay, LB. Okay.
We
all right.
part.
Look, you want to get off for your own ones back then. Okay, we had a lot of
No,
pretty
we
ones.
did.
Whoo, Lord, they were gorgeous. And LB Shore is still, now look at Quincy, girl. That son of his looks just like him.
Man, Quincy's starting to rub me the wrong way. You see that his little album release?
No, I didn't even know he know how to sing, girl.
Okay, he had a little album release. He told people to shut up.
So this is LB Shore. This is his son Quincy, who's Diddy's stepson.
Do y'all remember LB?
Yep, there's LB Shore.
Sure. I just recently found out that Quincy Brown is his son.
That's Quincy.
Spitting image.
Spitting image of his daddy.
Or said y'all could have them red bones. No, they wasn't red bones. They was light-skinned pretty motherfuckers.
Yeah, they were light-skinned pretty motherfuckers. That's what they were. Okay. The girls were red bones. The guys were the light-skinned pretty, especially if they had the good hair. Jesus. Yep. Lord have mercy, George. I'm telling you. But the older I got, I started liking chocolate.
Yeah, if I lined up all my exes, you gonna go from light to dark.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God, look at Colleen. Me hanging out at the E Club while they play LB Shore. Yeah, we remember, girl.
Yes. And it was a thing too. You were either an LB Shore fan or Christopher Williams fan. If you were both, you were like caught in the middle, like, the fight broke out. Who am I gonna go
Yes, with? I'm telling you. So it's like the Nicki Minaj and what is it? The Nicki Minaj group against the Cardi B group. Oh my God. And Wendy looks like Elle's mom, who's Italian. But that one video that Kim Porter is in with him, I think it's Night and Day. She made a role. She appeared in one of his videos. I think it's Night and Day.
It is Night and Day.
It's Night and Day. But LB Shore was dating Kim Porter. Everybody knew in Uptown that Kim Porter was LB Shore's girl.
See, I had a problem with Al in this part because they always said that they were married.
Nope, they weren't married. Now, when they broke up, Kim told him that she started dating Puffy. He said he told her, you better
other things said that they were still together and Puff took him him.
Nope, they weren't together anymore. See, that's what I don't like. LB Shore is telling you what they weren't together. And when Kim told him that she was dating him, he said, well, you better really get him and latch on to him because he gonna be making a lot of money. And
he said you better marry that motherfucker.
That's what he told you. You better marry that motherfucker. But I'm serious. Kim was with him for what, 10 years, 12 years?
Something.
But Kim was with him. That was after she and LB had broke up. But while she was with LB Shore, he kept Tim said, Kirk was it? No, Tim. Or was it Kirk Bart? It was
Tim worked there too.
Yeah, it was Tim that said that he would always find a reason to go to the receptionist's desk and always trying to get something from Kim, whether it was a kiss or a hug, whatever it was.
Diddy's a bugaboo.
Yeah, he's a bugaboo. Oh, God. Oh, I love that song, Bugaboo.
I know, but he's a bugaboo. Like, he's the dude that don't leave you alone and like she finally caved in. Why did you cave in, Kim?
Yep, she finally caved in. But the funny part was they said Kim would not take shit from him. You know, they would get into arguments and shit, and you know they'd be fighting. But Kim would say, you better go get your whore to do that. Kim left him. But after Misha, after he beat Misha the way he did, Kim, you had to know that. Why would you date somebody like that?
But they left out the fact, too, that Misha was underage.
She was underage.
He was 16.
But Eric, how old was Eric when they were together? But you know they were. But you know what they didn't put in there? Lil Kim. They needed Lil Kim.
Lil Kim out too.
Huh?
They left Lil Kim out too.
Yep, they left Lil Kim out. I was like, wait a minute. Y'all forgetting about Lil Kim was all up in this mix.
Sure was.
All up in that mix.
So was Mary.
So, and Faith was married to him at the time when he was messing with Lil Kim. And how old was she? 16, 17?
Nah, Little Kim was older than that. 'Cause
No, she wasn't.
when they first met,
When they first met, because before it was
I think she
Jay-Z.
was 17.
Yep, they remember. Oh, they left Jay-Z out
But
too.
I remember it's a different time.
Yep, they left Jay-Z out too.
Everybody dated people older, like when you were a teenager.
But you notice they left out Jay-Z,
Oh yeah, they left his ass out too.
the camel. But
I heard 50 doing one just on him.
What 50 is supposed to be doing a part 2, I understand. Now, do you remember the interview he was doing when they were asking him about Tupac's murder and is it true that he hired the Crips? He sat on that stage and lied because
He said it would be unintelligent.
D1, what's his name? D1 man, he was with the Mansfield Hustlers.
Yeah, the Crips.
Yeah, he did, and he knew him through Zippy.
Yep.
Eric Von Zippy.
Yes.
Kim was gorgeous.
And that's true. Just if you associate with gang members, you a friend. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Now, I just want to get into this. I do believe the hit was ordered on Tupac. I've always said that hit was ordered on Tupac. It just came at the perfect
Kurt
time.
brought the receipts to prove that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Now, the interview they were playing with Keefe D, guys,
Yep.
I'm going to drop that interview so you guys can go listen to Keefe D's interview on this murder and what happened. And then Kirk Burroughs also said he wanted all these people, he hired all these cars or rented all these cars to go out there. Yep, Jay-Z was sleeping with Foxy Brown. And
So
she was
Foxy
underage.
15.
Huh?
Foxy was 15.
Yep, and she was underage.
That's why I said if I ever get a chance to meet Sprague Benz, I'm gonna ask him, like, dude, walk on with you and Foxy.
So the night that Suge did this award show, hold on, this is what kicked it off right here. I remember
Source
I was
Awards.
watching the Source Awards that night. Hold on. He called out Diddy in this.
That is the best soundtrack ever, is Above the Rim.
Yep.
I played that tape out. I had to get
First
another
of all,
one.
I'd like to thank God. Second of all, I'd like to thank my whole entire Defo family on both sides, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to tell Tupac to keep his guards up. We ride with him.
Tupac.
And one other thing I'd like to say.
Look at Snoop.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record.
Started it. Look at Snoop.
That's what it went public, but there was already beef.
That's
before
what
that.
started. Yep, that's when it went
But
public.
that's when
right
us
there.
regular people found out, like, oh shit, there's an East Coast,
Yep.
West Coast view.
And then when Diddy, they saying, actually put the hit out because he wanted a death row necklace. That's when one of Suge Knight's guys was robbed in the mall or beat up in a mall and his death row necklace was taken.
Yes. And
Okay.
Craig Mack was gonna sign with Death Row.
Yep. And then when it went to that Mike Tyson's fight, do you know how many times I walked past that spot that Suge and Tupac were hit at? But then when it went to the Mike Tyson's fight and that guy leaned and told Tupac, he goes, there we go right there, which was Orlando Anderson.
Right.
Tupac
and they
runs over
stomped
there.
his ass. So here, this is my whole thinking the whole time, even when it happened. They stomped the shit out of him. There's no
Yep.
way he was like walking around like, oh, I'm okay.
Nope.
You
But
watch
if
how
you-
Tupac stomped the shit out of his ass? Are you serious?
Nope.
There's no way you going out that night.
If you listen to the interview that Keefe D did with the detective Greg Kading, he's the former NYD cop, when he was put on the special task force, it was like kismet. They were riding and going someplace else. They had just left. They were eating and shit. And
They were going to Suge's Club 662. Or
yep, and
662
then the girls were yelling Tupac, Tupac, and he rolled the window down, telling them, "Come on with us, we're going here." He said, so they put themselves, it was like a kismet thing. He said they saw all the cars, but they didn't know what cars they were in. And then the windows rolled down, and that's when they just lit it up. He said it was just like, because they were going to the club to get them.
Yeah. Because they went there first and they didn't
Yep.
show up.
Yep, they weren't there. Now, Diddy had hired rented all these cars for these New York guys to go out to the fights and shit. No, why not fly them out there?
$2,798.12. I wrote it down. I was like, you go, Kirk. You must be a Virgo because you very detailed.
Well, he said he wrote everything down.
Yeah, they said he had notebooks upon notebooks. They had to go through, they went through all his storage.
So I didn't realize he winded up homeless too. Damn. But
because Diddy blackballed him.
Yep. And let me tell you, he said with the way his mind today tells him now. It didn't make any sense then, and now it makes sense to him now. They were planning on hitting Tupac out there, period. But the stomping was just a catalyst for it. That played right into their hands.
Yep.
To do the shooting on Tupac.
I think the whole thing was a setup.
KCD said
the chain taken first, because that was in June that the chain was taken, and then Pac was shot in September.
Now, Keefe D said he saw a bullet go in Suge Knight's head.
Yeah, Suge did get shot in the head.
So he was there. Mm-hmm. And the bad part was he said Suge looked right at him. Suge knew it was him. What was Suge waiting on to take out Keefe D and them?
Because they grew up together. They were friends.
Yep, like they grew up together. They grew up together. But oh my God. So Suge knew the whole time.
Well, Suge even said, he was like, they asked him if you knew who shot Pac, would you tell? He said, I'm not snitching.
Yep, that's what he said. But the thing is, the cops knew too. They knew Diddy's name was tied in there.
And he didn't cooperate. Just like with Biggie, he didn't cooperate.
Yep, he didn't cooperate. Now then when all of this stuff was going down, they were telling them, hey, we can't go to California. We can't go to California. The streets are hot. We can't be there. Diddy told them they've got protection. They go out there. Yep, they go out there. Biggie was out there. I don't know if it was an award show or something he went out there for, but they were supposed to be flying to London.
Awards or something that they went for.
They were supposed to be flying to London. At the last minute, Diddy canceled that trip.
Because Kirk had it all set up.
He had it all set up.
And Kirk got it all written down too, so it's fact.
Yep, Kirk said, he called Biggie and said, yo, man, you got to get up. He was like, Puff called and said, for me to stay here. So then he said, right after that, Sean called and said, Diddy called and said, Biggie ain't going. And then he said they were out partying. He was like, hey, it's not safe to be walking around out here like this. Diddy had all of that set up. Yep, Pop dated Madonna for a while. He had that set up because he knew Biggie Smalls' contract was being
drove from New York to Vegas for the fight and gave them the gun.
Yep, that's why they drove and didn't fly.
Yep, because you couldn't do that back then. You had to drive.
Yep. Now the thing is that they knew Biggie's contract was up. They were negotiating his contract. Biggie wasn't making the money like everybody thought. All that money was going into Diddy's pockets. Do you know, I was shocked to find out that Diddy billed Biggie's funeral to Biggie.
That would make sense.
He wanted to throw the biggest thing they've ever seen. But then it got really expensive.
And announces it in the room like, hey, I want y'all to handle this.
Yep. And then charged it back to Biggie's estate.
But Keefe D put the link together because I remember that Usher video with him on the car.
Yep.
And he said, that's my car.
Yep. So I dropped that link in there. That's that interview with Keefe D talking to the, he's retired now, but at the time he was on a special task force looking into this murder. Keefe D, they knew about this for what, 20 years now?
Yep.
20 years.
And the clip that they played when Biggie got shot, you can hear Gene talking.
Yep.
Asking Big if he all right.
Yep. And then they're calling 911. We got somebody dead in the car.
Sounded just like Mark Curry.
Yep. I think Mark Curry was there, wasn't he?
That's him calling 911.
Yeah, that was Mark. Because they were like, we got, and the cop, they're telling them, slow down, we can't understand you. Someone shot, and Gene is going, Biggie, but Diddy set that up.
Because Gene said that Puff wouldn't let him ride with Big that night, and he always rides with
Big. Yep. It was a setup. Why is this man? And when they did the Shine part about Shine pulled his gun in self-defense, and Shine, I couldn't understand why Shine was using Diddy's lawyers either.
Because Diddy told him he was going to protect him.
Yep, just like the drug dealer, his mule, that used his attorneys as well.
Yep. And then he flipped on him.
Yep. Diddy should have been in jail for that.
LaTanya said she saw Diddy with the gun. Well, he was,
and they found the stolen gun. They said
they found, and they said a woman threw a gun out the window. J-Lo.
Yep. And they said they found the stolen gun.
Get out of that. And Benny Medina told her, you're done. If you want a career, you're done with him.
Yep. I'm telling you, Diddy is a monster. I like the way they did it. I really like the way they did it. But Capricorn, to me, the crying she did on that stand, I don't know for what. You said this brought up all these memories for you. Girl, you sat there and watched this man come into your house with torn pants, kidnapping you with a gun, going over to Kid Cudi's house, looking for Kid Cudi. You saw all of this and you never called the police. But you notice
he picked broken people because she said her mother was a drug addict.
Yep.
And died.
But they did show footage of J-Lo. That's the night they were going into the club. She had the green Versace on. They're like, oh, I like the dress. She goes, Versace. Bitch, who cares? Jenny from Nobody's Block that can't sing.
Most photographed dress in the world.
Look, Jenny from Nobody's Block that can't sing.
Oh, that's not her voice. That's Ashanti singing.
I know. That's what I said. Who
Ashanti did that whole damn album.
She can't sing. Diddy put that hit out. He is a monster with chiclet-sized teeth.
Yes, Kylie. Them big-ass teeth. Close your mouth.
Diddy is a monster. But I had two shocking, Missy, three. It was when Joy was telling her story.
Yep.
My mouth dropped. When I heard about how he beat Misha and everybody watched.
Mm-hmm.
We already knew about the video with Cassie. Of course, they showed that like twice.
Yep.
But when I heard Kirk Burrows say that he was sexually abused by Diddy and he ended up homeless. And I forgot that Kirk Burrows was Justin's godfather.
Mm-hmm.
That man wound up homeless, blackballed.
Yeah, he couldn't get no job.
And he never got his 25% back either.
I mean, he wasn't for to get that back.
But you got all of this money. Why did you need his 25%? Oh, and the fact that Janice was a hoe, which I knew that already.
Yeah,
She was
we
married
figured
to a damn drug dealer. Okay.
that. A snitching drug dealer.
A snitching drug dealer that got lit the fuck up. So when he said he had just found out about his father about 5 years back, he was a fucking liar. He already knew about his father.
He made it up. He made him like a martyr, kind of
Yeah.
like.
And then what's her name? Capricorn said that he was like a black Superman. I said, girl, what the fuck we looking at here? Clark Kent had common sense. He doesn't. And I'm sitting there going, did you ever sit back and look at your life to see what led you there? Your mother was a hoe. You knew it. She was a drug runner. You knew it. She had a fucking brand new Cadillac and a house. A single
And
mother.
he always
And you
dressed
went to
in
Catholic
chinchilla or
school.
furs. Like she dressed him like a little pimp.
Yes, she did. The fur coats and everything, the hats on like Michael Jackson. But the best thing is when I heard Tim saying that how Janice told him, you know, if they hit you, you break something. Sure, that's the same thing that I told my sons and my grandkids. They hit you, you make sure you punch them right down the bridge of the nose, kick them in the balls. I said, don't come here crying because I'm going to whip your ass and I got to go beat somebody else's mama's ass. Damn. But I get that. They hit you, you hit back, and you hit to her.
Yes.
But Janice used to abuse him. I believe Janice had a drinking problem too.
She probably did.
What stood out for you in this documentary, Drea?
Kurt Burrows.
Oh, that's sad.
It was sad.
Did you see all the notebooks and how he wrote everything down?
Detail.
No computers. He wrote everything, every penny.
Well, you didn't use computers for that then.
No, but
So
Sean had a
used to
computer.
writing it down.
Yeah, but Sean had a computer in his office.
That was later on.
No, remember he was a little skinny guy with the little the chair looked.
I don't believe he used a computer.
Oh, okay. It was just
and then my favorite part is Mark.
It was just there for show. It was there for show. Okay.
My favorite part though was Mark Curry going when he couldn't rap. He'd be like, "I see my eyes."
Oh my god. Mark Curry said he said, man, that is not what I wrote. That's not what I said. He said he had to feed him every little bit of it.
Yeah, because he did. He always used to talk and it was like, shut up. Like in all the beginnings of the songs, like whatever is like, why you keep talking? Shut up.
But Mark Curry still looks good.
Yes, he does.
Now, I was hoping they got more into day 26. What was it? 126 or day
26?
Day 26.
They left a lot out of the making the band era.
Yeah, because he abused 2 of those guys in that band. Oh, let's get to Aubrey Day.
Aubrey, yeah.
About the text messages that he was sending her.
Well, Aubrey said that he was emailing her and Dawn told, this is the funny part, Dawn told her to email them to her mom.
Yep, she did. Now that was on the Peacock thing.
Yes.
But she actually read some of the messages. Well, girl, he told her he wanted to fuck the shit. Girl, and sending her pictures of his dick.
But it makes sense now why she got fired. Because to me, watching it, I never understood, like, why you got so much animosity with Aubrey? Like, she don't do nothing. She was hanging out with Paris and Brittany and all them. And
he said she was being
whatever.
Promiscuous. No, she wasn't giving you the plate that you were looking for. But then Dawn turned around and sued him too. So he was seeing Dawn and Cassie at the same time.
Yeah, because Cassie came around right when Danity Kane popped up. Now, and they always leave out the fact that Cassie was young. She was with Ryan Leslie before that for 3 years.
Yep. Now that guy was cute. 19. Yep. And Puff was jealous of her producer.
Exactly. And Ryan produced for Diddy. But Gene said that he heard that Diddy was going to pimp out Danity Kane to his friends.
Yeah, I heard him say that. Matter of fact, I think I sent it to you on TikTok too. But Dawn was working with Diddy on something else, and
Dirty Money.
And Aubrey said that, he had to shift the limelight to him. But when Kirk Burroughs was talking about how he had them to pull that Biggie Smalls thing on Rolling Stones, because he had to promote his, I think that was the fourth one that had me shocked. Because I couldn't figure out.
I remember that though, because it was like Biggie just died. Why the fuck is he?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When I said, why isn't Biggie up here? They did it for Tupac.
Exactly.
But that's why. I really did enjoy how 50 did this. But I get why they left off some stuff, but I wish they would have included the stuff with, they touched on Faith Evans for a little. Oh, let's talk about the Faith Evans. Well, when Tupac did Hit 'Em Up, I have heard for years Diddy said he always told Biggie not to respond. Right. But to hear Kirk Burroughs tell it, he was telling him, man, we got to do something. Biggie didn't want to get involved.
Because Pac is his friend.
Yep.
He's like, that's y'all beef. Why I got to get involved?
Yep. So Sean has been lying to everybody. He wanted Biggie to get involved. So
right. And Biggie had Who Shot You done way before Pac even did Hit 'Em Up.
Yep. Now, did Biggie do Who Shot You before Hit 'Em Up or after?
He did it before. They never released it, but they released it because Puff got pissed at the Hit 'Em Up video.
Yep. So his cousin said that when he was working on that album, All Eyes on Me, he called him on a phone and said, man, I just fucked Faith Evans.
I believe Pac.
And Faith was there, and she goes, even though I'm still married and I'm pregnant, this is Biggie's child. Bitch, that don't mean shit. He would have fucked you just for the hell of it, just to get back at Biggie.
Well, it's always been said that Faith was set up to marry Biggie because Biggie was still fucking with Kim, and then he was fucking with Charlie Baltimore.
Yes. Girl, why did I forget about Charlie Baltimore?
I ain't forget about her. I ain't like her. Yeah, he was fucking with because Charlie Baltimore is the one that Faith went to the hotel room and beat her ass. She never fucked with Kim, but she fucked with Charlie Baltimore.
Oh, she wasn't gonna fuck with Kim because Kim was a hood rat. Kim would come out and pocket on her. I forgot about Charlie Baltimore. But I was liking what Kalina was saying. She said that she didn't think that Dawn and Diddy were in any kind of relationship because Cassie was there.
That don't mean nothing.
Well, not for him, because you heard what he said. He said he wanted a girlfriend, but he also wanted side chicks.
Right, and he said he wasn't a good boyfriend or a good friend.
No, because he turned on everybody.
Yeah, he uses people, what you want, then he discards you.
Girl, you know what? I'm looking at this interview right now. Okay, hold on. Drea, I'm going to play this, and I want you to tell me where to stop. Because I want you... Hold on. So this is...
We went to eat. We was eating. Man, they came said... Was shot.
So they knew this since 2008, girl.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't really talk because he was too big. Yeah.
Keefe D has now identified his own nephew as the
But he's
murderer
dead
of
now, so it
Tupac
doesn't make a
Shakur.
difference.
Bolstering
believe
Keefe D's
Orlando did
claim.
Huh?
I don't believe Orlando did it.
I don't think so either, because
they said he was
dead.
bleeding out his head. If you bleeding out your head, you gonna go to the hospital. You're not gonna get a Band-Aid.
Nope. And the thing was, Orlando wouldn't be able to hit him from the back seat in the head the way Suge was hit in the head. That came straight across. I think Keefe did the shooting. What do you think?
I don't know if Keefe did it, but I know he was there.
But if you look at how the cars are lined up, a BMW, okay, the backs, those Cadillacs back then were long. Remember?
Yes.
There's no way Orlando did that shooting.
Was an informant in 1997 who told investigators that Puffy had hired the Southside Crips to kill both Suge and Tupac, and that the Crip who was jumped at the MGM was in the group that had done the hit, and that they originally were going to do it at Suge's Vegas nightclub, but then decided to do it right away instead of waiting. This was exactly the same story that Keefe D told us a decade later. Very few people know that immediately
Puff
after...
not arrested for Tupac's and Biggie's murder?
Because they can't technically link, it's hearsay, they can't technically link him to it because Zip's dead. Zip was the middleman.
And Zip is dead now.
But Zip opened up a record label right after Pac got killed.
And that was the $1 million, because they said the $1 million was given to Zip. But Keefe D said they never got anything, but then he got like $500,000 later on. So Puff gave the money to Zip. Zip didn't give it to them. I think Puff might have been scared of Keefe D and them, so that's why he gave them the $500K.
Yeah, they probably said that they're gonna come for him.
Yep.
Tupac is shot and that white Cadillac is fleeing, one of the death row entourage.
That's the interview. I believe everything Keefe said. What about you?
Yeah, but I just don't believe Orlando was the one that shot.
I don't think Orlando shot him either.
There's no way he got stomped. He would have been sore as fucking hell. And if he's bleeding, you gushing.
Okay. Well, all right. We're good. Let's see. Okay, we're good. Okay. This is, Drea, this whole documentary or this little thing that was going on, it shocks me.
But I'm glad 50 did it though. And I don't believe 50 is trying to hurt the black man. As they say, he always should, because Dame Dash is talking mad shit. Yeah, he said 50 wasn't gonna do a documentary. 50 not gonna just pull some shit out his ass. Has he